Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm gonna show you how to get around in Buenos Aires. Vamos! To get around in Buenos Aires, you're gonna need to get in Buenos Aires. To get around in Buenos Aires, you're gonna need a Tsuba Card. This little card here. It's basically just the public transit card that the city offers. There's a million places that you can get them, and there's even more places where you can go to reload and add money to this card. They cost 20 pesos, so depending on the state of the Argentine economy, it can either be like $1 and some cents, or it can be up to $2. So either way, it's really cheap. And on these Tsuba cards, when you're on your public transportation, when you're on the buses or the subways, you can charge up to 10 pesos, like go in the negative 10 pesos, and you can still go back and forth in transit and stuff like that. So if you're like me, you run your card until you're at negative 10 pesos every time, and then you have to reload it. Buenos Aires has what's called the subte, which is the subway, and it's the fastest, most efficient way to get places. There's very limited availability, and so because of that, you have to sometimes resort to other ways to get around the city, but it's fast. It makes, because there's no traffic, no transit, so the subte is a possibility, but it's dirty and smelly, and I feel like my life gets sucked out every time I ride the subte. So I'm riding the subte for you guys, just for you. And then you can take the colectivo. That's the most common. The buses, the colectivo, or the bondi as they're sometimes called, is how most people get around in the city. You're stuck with traffic, you have to deal with traffic, but I really do prefer taking the colectivos the best. They're air conditioned. What I like the best about the colectivo is that you can actually see the road and the intersection and where you're at, and you don't get that in the subte. In the subte, you're stuck underground. It's depressing. And then you can take a taxi, which taxis are kind of expensive. For me, I don't really like the idea of paying like $3 for what can cost me 30 cents to get to the same place, but it's an option. So I'm gonna take a taxi for you guys today, just for you guys. But they are nicer, obviously. They're just so convenient. So, you know, it's like any other taxi. But you do have to be careful with the taxis here in Buenos Aires, because the drivers can sometimes be a bit of a scammer, you know, and try to avoid paying 100 pesos, which is not even $10. This is their largest bill. There's a common scam going on where you'll give the taxi driver your 100 peso bill. He'll swap it out with a fake and be like, "You gave me a fake peso bill. You need to give me the real amount of money." And so to avoid that, you just look at last 3 digits. So on this one, it's 35G. Just kind of have to be assertive and make sure that they don't walk all over you, because these taxi drivers, unlike when you go to other cities where you can go in the cab without saying anything and having no interaction with the driver, these people will talk and talk and talk and talk and talk until they just like to talk. They're talkers. A lot of people say if you need some cheap therapy, go take a taxi ride. So that's the other alternative you have. And then tipping is not really a thing in Argentina when it comes to the taxi driver, but let's say you had a bill of 78 pesos, like that was your total for the taxi ride, and you just give him 80 pesos, give him the 2 extra pesos, that's fine, that's acceptable. But don't go out of your way tipping 10% or anything like that. Oh yeah, so you're gonna need some apps too, just to get around and locating things in the city. The 2 that I use is one, Como Llego. It's from the city of Buenos Aires, and it has interactive, you can put in where you are at and then where you need to go, and it'll tell you all the bus lines that'll take you and connect you and things like that. And then I use Google Maps. I download the Buenos Aires Google Map, and from there I don't need to have a Wi-Fi connection. I can have a map of the city. Now we're gonna go and we're gonna use the public transit. I bet you're so excited. Pueyrredón y French.
Pueyrredón y French.
Sí.
No necesariamente, por ahí salir. ¿Para qué? Está bien.
Ok, 40 para vos,
Hasta luego.
Chao. So 40 pesos later, and we're here. Okay, y'all, so I just finished all my business that I had to take care of, and so now we're gonna go in colectivo. You hear that? That's the beauty of Buenos Aires. You gotta find the beauty in it somehow, right? So we're gonna go in colectivo, but first I have to load my Tsuba because my Tsuba is already at negative 10 pesos and I can't charge after that, so yeah. You can charge your Tsuba card literally anywhere. I prefer kioscos because they have chocolate. Hola, ¿puedo cargar mi Tsuba? Sí. 102 pesos, por favor. No, gracias, listo. And here's my colectivo, so we doing the run. That was the failed run. So here we be, waiting again for the colectivo. And I thought I was gonna make it and everything. Who was I trying to trick? Come on now. When you go in the colectivo and you're just chilling out at the stop, just your presence at the stop itself will not make the driver stop unless you hold your hand out awkwardly like this. Then they will make the stop for you, okay? So you gotta do that. Hola, Sábala y La Croce. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but in Argentine Spanish they don't say autobus, they say bus in Spanish. They call them colectivos or bondis. Just, you know, a little fun fact to know if you want to learn. Everyone knows English. You don't have a secret language. Don't feel all cool that you speaking in English. I know they understand. I was just corrected by some dude by saying bondi for bus. Bondi is slang. You can say colectivo, that's bus, and bondi is like the slang term. So just remember that. Now you are informed. I'm educated. We have a nice little exchange going on here, you know? Off the colectivo, the bus. Bye. Ready? We're gonna jaywalk. This is a freeing experience, and you do it all the time in Buenos Aires. So, by the time you end your trip to Buenos Aires, I promise you will become a master jaywalker, because I can jaywalk with ease now, and before I couldn't at all. Okay, so I'm going to class now. I will see you guys later. Ciao. All right, you guys, I got my education on for the day. So now we're gonna take the subte, which is the subway system. How do you say subte in other variations of Spanish? Put it in the comments below because I don't really know how to say it, but I don't think other places say subte. Subte is that basically all branches of the train, of the stations, they all meet in the center of the city and branch outward, and they don't connect with one another anywhere else. So it's really inefficient if you need to go and switch lines and stuff. So you stick to one line and that's about it. Sometimes the subte can get really, really busy, like especially at the time that I'm going right now. It's gonna be crazy busy. So I might become a sardine. I might not be able to film, or I just might become a sardine essentially, packing as many humans in as you can it can be a vicious process, and then other times it's completely empty. I thought I should tell you guys, there is this program called Mejor en Bici, which is Spanish for better in bicycle or better in bike. And it's when you register, you can use this bike program where they have different stations throughout the city, and you can rent a bike for 2 hours for free, and then you just have to return it to one of the stations. It's a really nice green initiative, and you get to ride a bicycle, and riding a bicycle in Buenos Aires is always fun. Just make sure you wear your helmet and be safe. We're almost there. So now we're going to the deep, dark realms of the subte. So, to go on the subte, you get out the Tsuba Card, you pasar la tarjeta, you pass the card here, and you go down. Yay! Okay, some subte advice, go to the front of the train. You always want to be in the front. And because English people constructed it, you need to go think the opposite way, because British people drive backwards and their trains come backwards too. So remember that.
Próxima estación, Ministro Carranza. Conexión.
When you hear that beep, it means it is time to go. Arrived to Cachao. Bajas?
Sí.
Hi. And we're off the subte. We are going up. Por fin. Whenever you get off the subte, it's like 10 degrees cooler outside, and it's great. Feels so great. Hey guys, I'm taking a little detour in a plaza. I was just informed today though, ironically, as I'm doing all this about mass transit, Uber has finally arrived to Buenos Aires. I've only taken one Uber in my lifetime. It was when I was in Miami. My friend hooked it up for me and it was pretty awesome. So if you know how to use Uber, you just download the app and then a car will come and pick you up, take you wherever you need to go. It's great, it's a lot cheaper. So you can use Uber. So have no fear and Uber around. Hope you guys learned a little bit of something on how to get around in Buenos Aires. So now you can be mobile, you can go around. It's really nothing complicated. It's like any system of mass transit that you're gonna have. So with your mass transit, and yeah, nothing to worry about. Have fun. And if you have any questions or whatever, let me know. And that's all I really have to say, you guys. So, like usual, we will see you next week. Bye!